think this development is a welcoming news, to the nation as a whole. Why do I say that? If you monitor closely, most of these CSOs and experts who have called or who have kicked against increment in taxes on petroleum products, especially after the budget was read, you know, all originated from the fact that you don't keep on pouring water into a leaking bucket. It will never get full. And yet, if taxes are increased as to the extent that people are not able to bear that, I think it will be counterproductive. And so going forward, I think most of the experts took this stand because they believe that there were a lot of losses in the system. And so to the extent that an indigenous Ghanaian firm has become so innovative to come up with such a state-of-art technology to be able to monitor in real time, products inventory, that is the inputs and outputs, and they are able to tell us the variances and then potential increment. I think that is a step in the right direction and it should be commended. And so it is a shame that humans humans are gradually being replaced by machines, and so we gradually loosen our credibility in terms of how trustworthy we can deal. And so whenever we have human interface with our critical infrastructure in terms of tariffs, in terms of tax collection or whatever, we do have issues. And so the state of digitization, or what we call AI or artificial intelligence, what they seek to do is to delink this human interface. And so what the human being is supposed to do, machines should be able to do that now. And so that's the essence of all this. And so a human being calculating the differences in the volumes of products, what goes in and what comes out. And the machine is able to do that and do that accurately. I think that should be commendable, and this will have a huge positive impact, on the economy as a whole. Why do I say that? A lot of us who actually didn't like or kick against taxes on petroleum products had a view that such a move in this era or at this particular moment in time could derail economic growth. Why? Because we might end up impeding consumer spending. And so the reverse is also possible, assuming we are able to plug these loopholes. And bear in mind, most of these taxes actually were evaded. And that's what has been proved by this technology, that once volumes are now coming back to the right channel and taxes have been put on them, more revenues are going to be accrued. And so if you keep taking revenues away and they are not accountable for, and you still want to exert more taxes to take from people, I think that is not sustainable in the long run. So I think it's an excellent project. We only need to put it through, quality assurance audits, which I think probably the players might have already been doing or have done, especially NPA. NPA should closely monitor and verify the reliability of the data that is channeled by this organization. And if that becomes reliable, then that's an excellent way to go. And so it will increase our revenue. If it so happened that, these loopholes are plugged, and then the government see the need to take some of these killer taxes on the petroleum products, I think it will propel economic growth. So overall, it is an excellent initiative which should be supported, and I think it is an initiative that we should be thinking of replicating in all sectors of our economy. We need to digitalize the economy. We need to minimize the human interface with most of our critical infrastructure. And so if you do that, and machine learning, what we call artificial intelligence, become prevalent in most of the things that we do, I think taxes, people will not be able to, you know, evade taxes. And if a lot of people pay tax, or if taxes are paid by a lot of people, I think we will have a broader net, and so the economic impact will be positive. And so it is not fair that few people will be paying taxes, and yet we're thinking about increasing taxes, and those few people are going to be paying the taxes. That is not fair, economically and even socially. So I commend the project. I think it's a step in the right direction. We hope we'll have a replication of similar projects in all sectors of the economy, to ensure that our revenue loopholes, which is the bane of most of the suffering that we go through, will be plugged. And if that is done, I think it will inure to the benefit of the larger Ghanaian populace.